Hello there guys and welcome to the final race of this season of League Champions Advance for round number 9 out of 9 here in Mexico City for my home Grand Prix. So, well, as you can see I set my dry setup because I checked in the weather forecast that it's going to be drying all of those two sessions qualifying a race, and well, I chose the softer tire allocation because I was just thinking that why am I just setting the balance set if I'm not using two mediums in the race. So well, I decided to do a risk and just only start the race with one mediums instead of two, but it's going to be a bit of a risk because there might be a safety car in which I need to box for a second medium, and that will mean trouble for me. Fortunately, that situation in Singapore in which I needed a second medium wasn't too needed because my mediums could reach until the end of the race with those amount of laps, so I didn't need to use two mediums instead of just only use one, which I have done that thing 2 races ago in Singapore, as I said a few seconds ago. And here we are in our out lap to set our final few qualifying laps of this league, as well as the game, because I may not be in league races until we change from F1 22 to F1 23. Meanwhile, I don't know what to say about the race context. I think I have said everything, but I don't think so, because Terrific won't be participating in this race, and that means that Raffaele Verdugo will replace him. So that means that Raffaele will be my teammate for the race, and hope I can beat him. The only thing to beat him is that I need to spin, and that's the thing I almost did at the last corner, almost ruined my lap. But here we are, beginning our first qualifying lap. DRS is wide open, and I think Syder is helping us with the slipstream into the first two straights. Into turn 1, I don't think I'll get these corners pretty good because I'll be too fast and I don't know where to brake when too much of a speed. I don't think I was in the speed I was used in the practice laps. Meanwhile, into turn 4 and 5, those corners I just did a little bit distantly. I think I just touched the apexes, and well, here it is. Skyrim, I think he's now an obstacle for me because he's now giving me dirty air, but fortunately he just parked, and that means that I had much cleaner air during the rest of the lap. Meanwhile, we entered to the stadium section. Overcorrecting the car, but fortunately we didn't left the track, so we didn't get our lap time invalidated. Then into the penultimate corner, touched the apex into the last corner, needed to be careful with the throttle, and we just set a clean lap time of 1 minute 17.077, which puts us into provisional pole. But as you can see, I won't maintain that provisional pole, and I expected that, so I need to be faster than this, and well, I just overrode the car into the chicane. Fortunately, I wasn't an obstacle for the other drivers, so well, that meant that I wouldn't be under investigation. I didn't know which words to say, but well, I have said those words. So well, let's get into the garage, and I think I was coming a little bit of oversteer. I think I overcooked my rear tires, but well, let's get in the garage, wear out some new softs, and well, let's do the same thing as I've done in this first qualifying lap, but in this time faster. So on my second flying lap, I was doing pretty good in the first sector, setting the fastest sector 1, but unfortunately during the SS, which I am doing right now, I just lost like almost 0.2 of a second, and I'm trying to improve and recover that time I've gained in sector 1 in the stadium section. And unfortunately it looks like I'm not gaining a lot, but looks like I am now gaining for like almost 0.2, and we just crossed the line P4 with the lap time of 1:16.874. Unfortunately that's not the time I wanted to have, but well, at least it was clean and faster than the first one. Unfortunately I'm dropping way more places. As you can see, I'm dropping to 5th place, and I don't know how many places will I drop, but I think it'll be many. So well, let's wait until we leave the garage and set our third and final flying lap, wearing our once again third and new soft tires, and well, let's set those lap times way faster. Now into the final flying lap. Before we begin, I decided to do some good corner exits in the last corners, but unfortunately I couldn't do that thing because I just got a snap of oversteer. Fortunately I didn't spin, but still that was enough to lose 1/10 of a second, and that's not even reaching turn 1, and then into turn 3, despite gaining a little bit of tenths of a second, I get a little bit of snap of oversteer exiting that corner, and into turn 4 we ran wide, and unfortunately into turn 5 I overrode the car, and that's not good for us. And into turn 6 I was just also overriding a little bit, and exiting turn 6 we're losing 0.3 of a second, and into the SS. Fortunately I was recovering a little bit of my pace, but well, we'll see into the steering section if we are going to improve way more, but I don't know, maybe that's not going to be enough to go up a few places. And now into the stadium section, we're gonna see if we are going to gain a few tenths or maybe lose, but we're seeing that we're gaining. That's pretty good for us. And into the last few corners, we are setting the lap time of a 1:16.718. Unfortunately we stayed 9th position, and well, I don't know, maybe we could get into 7th place if it wasn't because I overrode the car into sector 1, but well, at least I didn't spin, but still my second lap was good enough to stay P9, so well, that wasn't the lap I wished I could do, but well, let's get into the race and let's see which is going to be the race strategy. And we're seeing that 2 drivers got the 5th place grid penalty, Bustler and Emiliano, and that means that I'll be starting 8th place. Which means that I'll be in an advantage because I'll be starting into the 4th row instead of the 5th one, because he'll be starting 10th, Emiliano. So that means that I'll be gaining a place because of his grid penalty. So let's head into the pre-race strategy and let's see which changes we'll make into the car and which tire will start. So the strategy for the race will be a default for the circuit, hard, medium strategy, one-stop strategy, and I lowered the fuel down to just 51.8 kilograms, not 51 even, because by my experience I have more time struggling with the fuel in this circuit than any other circuit other than Monaco, so I decided to just go barely in the underfuel range, almost into the positive amount of laps, and well, hope I can finish the race with that amount of fuel if there's no safety car and I don't lift 10 coast. And if I see that I'm consuming more fuel, I gotta lift and coast, and that may cost me a little bit of seconds. Meanwhile, there are no car setup changes, so let's get into the formation lap for the last time in this league. So here we are into a formation lap. All the drivers got their games loaded in, and well, let's begin the formation lap. And well, we do the things we usually do. React the lights. Well, just react right after the driver ahead of me reacts, and well, we're just heating up our tires, and Rafa Verdugo overtook us, but it doesn't mean anything because after completing the lap you will park to your grid slot, so it won't mean anything. But if you crash with another car, you get resetted to the grid slot, and if it is until the final corner, you'll be in a disadvantage, because although in all the times when you get your grid slot reset, you'll be in a bit of a disadvantage, getting the parking slot a little bit further away. Also, if you stop the car for a long amount of time, tires will be really cold and will lose temperature, so you better be away with another car unless you're a pretty daring driver and you're very near one. So let's just be careful and let's not do unnecessary risks and more, because it's our home Grand Prix, the Mexican Grand Prix. So well, let's just keep heating up our tires because we have to do a great start of the race. Meanwhile, we're about to end this lap for the last time in this league. So before that, we're making spins, and well, it isn't that of much of a worry because these are the hard tires, so it is pretty hard to just deteriorate those tires. And also we need to do these things because it is also hard to heat up those tires. And meanwhile, we're gonna get our grid slot being parked, and now we are doing that thing, and we managed to do this thing pretty good. Meanwhile, we're waiting for the other drivers to park their grid slot, and they have done it. So for the last time in these leagues, it's going to be the 5 red lights being turned on, and the race is getting started. The lights went out, and we are getting a decent start. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough, and Emiliano overtook us, but unfortunately for him, Bootle bought him, so he's down into P9. And meanwhile, we're up into 7th, but now into 8th position because Rafael overtook us, but Emiliano overtook us also, so that means that we dropped down to 9th place, and Rafani is still defending from my position, even though he's my teammate and I needed to be ahead of him. But well, let's see if we can overtake him. Ooh, Rafani locked the brakes, but it isn't much of a concern. But meanwhile, it is a clean getaway, so it isn't much of a bad start for us. But well, it wasn't a start we wish we could make, but well, it is a clean start at least. It is a thing that we're seeing that Emiliano has spun, and he's out of the order, and we're up into P8, and Rafael Verdugo has taken the SS pretty bad, and we're overtaking him. I think he has let me pass him, and into the stepping, I think Rafael tried to re-overtake me, and into these corners. Unfortunately, oi, no, that's just... You cannot do this to me. You cannot do this to me right now. I was just getting a promising start, but unfortunately I just pressed the throttle too much, and I spun. And also I think I made contact with another driver. I think it was pretty obvious, and unfortunately we just dropped down to P13. Lap 2, that's not a great way to start the race. And we're seeing that the fuel is just going pretty bad. Minus 0.13 laps. I think it was way more than minus 0.13. It was like 0.08, I think, at the beginning of the race. So we need to conserve a little bit of my fuel. But unfortunately, as we are letting the accelerator, we're seeing that the throttle isn't at 0%. So that means that we're in destroyable troubles, in absolute troubles, because it'll affect too much into the slow corners, and to make things worse, because the throttle is being a little bit pressed, even though I'm letting the throttle in, that means that the fuel will be too much of a problem, because it'll be consuming much more fuel. And well, I was just noticing it, and I'm just seeing that I may not finish the race, and despite lifting a coast, I think it's not working. So that means that the race is now over for me. And well, if I just do some extreme fuel conserving, that will make me lose much time. At least I'll finish the race, but that's just going to be an absolute problem. I think I've lost the race, and that's not the race I wanted to end in these leagues. But well, let's still try to finish the race, because we want to suffer. So on lap 4, I was trying to catch the two drivers who are fighting for a point, and we're into the S's, and we're seeing that they're going cleanly, but Oscar didn't do this thing because he spun. I think he's got a bit of oversteer and he's lost control. Meanwhile, we're up into P11, but unfortunately I don't think we'll make that amount of comeback because of our fuel and our problem we're facing with our accelerator being a little bit broken. And well, I'm realizing that for the first time I'm facing some real technical problems in a race. So that's just going to be a tough time, and I think I'll get minimum a point if all these drivers retire. And well, I should pray for a miracle, because look at the gap between Spartanship and myself. It's increasing the gap, and unfortunately by beginning lap 7 the gap has increased from 1.7 seconds all the way up to almost 3 seconds. So you're seeing that my problem is pretty huge, and I wanted to conserve a little bit of my fuel, but I couldn't do that thing. Even though I tried my best to set the balance between the fuel conserving and the pace, I couldn't do this thing. But then into lap 9 I was catching Rafael Verdugo because I think he spun. I don't have the footage, but I think he has spun, and he's now right behind me. So I was trying to overtake him. Unfortunately I just went a bit wide. Fortunately they didn't give me a warning, and to make things better for me, well, at least a little bit better into my perspective, not for my team, Rafael Verdugo has a 3-second time penalty, and I'm less than 3 seconds behind him. So that means that I am technically into the points. And meanwhile I got DRS, and well, I was just trying to catch him and tried my best to at least overtake him, but well, I was just considering my ERS and fuel, so overtaking him wasn't in my mind. Instead I was just maintaining the gap, and well, let's see if we don't have a penalty in order to make these results into the bin. And to make things worse, well, you saw this thing, and well, I don't know what to say about this, but it's just true misery and almost crashing with Oscar. But well, yeah, you know that I'm having some troubles with the car, but yeah, I was a bit miserable with that thing, and yeah, I don't know what to say about that, other than I have officially lost the race, and I just finish it because I want to suffer. But at least I have chances to overtake Oscar, but we make contact because a back marker which we were lapping also was about to be lapped by Oscar, so we both lapped him at the same time. So I think he's just moved up with the car too violently, and I couldn't react too much, but at least he didn't damage my car. But it could be worse. But well, let's just wait until the DRS detection. Fortunately, we are less than a second behind him, so, well, although technically we're ahead of him because he has a 6-second time penalty, so we're less than 6 seconds behind him, so that means that his position will be affected. And DRS is wide open, and into turn 1, we're about to overtake him into the outside, and we're going to dive on him, brake late, although it'll be a little bit of suffering with my front tires, and we completely squished him, although I gave him a little bit of space, but the AI who was controlling him wasn't using a little bit of that, because I think he's left the session and the AI is controlling him. Unfortunately, the problem with the fuel, it's going way bigger, but at least I may have some few hopes, because I may get lapped, and if I get lapped, I may have one less lap to worry about my fuel. So although I'll be in a great disadvantage, but at least I'll finish the race because I'll have one less lap to worry. Meanwhile, there's no chances to catch Rafani. He's way faster than me because I'm having these problems, as I have been saying this a few laps earlier. Despite him having 3-second time penalty, he's like 13 seconds behind him. I mean, what I was going to say is that I am 13 seconds behind him with the penalties being applied. Yeah, I just chose the words very poorly, but well, let's see if we can, well, I was going to say if we can maintain that position, but we're seeing that Oscar is still not in the session and the AI is controlling him, so well, I think I'm safe that position, but unfortunately I spun once again, and to make things worse, we're down into P13, maybe into P14, because Syder has overtaken us now, and we're down into P14, and Chef Pepper is the driver who's in last place, but I think he's now lapped, and maybe we are going to get lapped as well, because look at the gap, and also how near the drivers who are in the top positions are. And comparing to myself, they are closing to me, and they might lap me, although it'll be an advantage to me because I'll have one less lap to worry, as I said earlier. So I prefer getting lapped because I have nothing to lose. Unless there's a safety car, I might get a little bit worried about the problem, but honestly I just have nothing to lose, so I just don't have any emotions when I just spin. I'm just having a misery of the race, but well, the only thing we need to do is finish the race, and well, let's see if we can do this thing. And well, being lapped is going to be inevitable because we're way slower than them, and well, I don't know when we are going to get lapped, but it is going to be soon. And well, time has come, and I'm about to get lapped, and well, I decided to just push a little bit, but I was just realizing that I have to let them pass, and well, the Boostler's teammate and Naka Alexis are lapping me, and despite that I had DRS because Booster's teammate passed me before the DRS detection, and that meant that I had DRS, and I was just trying to give him a little bit fight, but I decided to just not get involved into that thing, and let's just let them fight. And I decided to just break a little bit early, and well, I have one lap less to worry about my fuel, so I can push a little bit more than I was doing in the previous laps, and tend to set the fastest lap of the race. Meanwhile, more drivers are about to get to lap me, but unfortunately the Ferrari driver, I think it was Alan, I couldn't get the footage of him lapping me, but I have a footage of him. Well, I have a footage, and it was that one. And unfortunately, I just got a snap of oversteer because I just pressed the throttle too much. And well, here it was, Alan lapping me, and I just got stuck into the wall. And I just decided to reset the car. But well, I wasn't a little bit angry. I was angry in reality, but I was angry because my throttle was now destroyed, and it'll be my last race too. With that wheel, I've been with him for like 3 years and a half, and well, this is the moment. My steering wheel is now done. Well, I was going to say the sim racing set, because in reality the throttle isn't the steering wheel, but it is part of the sim racing set that I have. But yeah, all of those moments are now over. Now, well, in the races you have to pit, and now it was time to pit for medium tires. And well, as you can see, I was just relaxing a little bit, but still I was just waiting until the suffering ends, which is going to be in 16 laps. I mean, yeah, I was a bit confused about it, but I'm not going to cut this recording. And meanwhile, well, we're just exiting the pit lane with our new mediums, and well, we're just trying to conserve a little bit of fuel until it gets to -1, which means that we'll have enough fuel to complete those 35 laps. But well, let's see if we can complete those 35 laps, or else we might not even finish the race. Well, for me it was just like a Sunday drive, nothing to lose, because I have already lost everything, unless there is safety car. But still, with safety car I may not have some chances to get some points, because I'm lapped now, and well, that means that I won't have chances, because during the safety car in the game it's impossible to get unlapped. And well, I have lost everything, and well, I don't think I have chances to finish P11. I mean P10, and P11 might be possible, but it won't mean anything, because well, you mean the positions may matter, but P11 doesn't give you points. And well, we are here just suffering because we're having those problems with the throttle, and well, we're just waiting until the suffering ends, which is going to be in 15 laps. Well, I don't know what to say, so let's skip into few laps. Meanwhile, on lap 27, the series of me being lapped by other drivers was about to begin once again, because well, another driver was about to lap us, and on lap 28 he has lapped us, and more drivers were about to lap me. I decided to let them pass very easily, but a bit humiliating when my teammate Rafani was lapping me, the reserve driver. He shouldn't have done that. And well, it was some humiliating moments. And to make things worse, in the championship, if he finishes P10, he might finish 2 points ahead of me, meaning that I am the worst Alpine in the standings. And well, that wasn't the thing I wanted to happen in the championship, but well, all of these things I've done in this season led me to do those. Well, led me to end up like that. DNFs, bad results because of bad luck or because I was a cone. And well, the only good result I can think about it was Singapore in 4th place. I think it was really the only result that was good for me. And well, P14 that's the worst result I've ever finished in this league, because all of the finishes I've had except Singapore was P10. Italy, Australia, Miami, Singapore finished P4, 4 finishes. Mexico City 5 finishes. It will be 5 finishes. The other 2 that I participated were DNFs. I think I just been their way the good results I was having, and that led me to end up like that. And the other 2 I couldn't participate. 1 because I was outside the city, and 2 because I had things to do, and almost didn't participate in Saudi Arabia because I was extremely busy. Fortunately, I could barely participate that thing, but it didn't mean for anything. But well, here we are. 9 rounds in, 2 of them didn't participate, 2 of them more didn't finish. But that lets me to like 55.55% of finishes. Not good. Not good. And well, we're heading into the end of the race, and well, I don't think I'll finish with that amount of fuel. And well, let's see if we can finish, and well, hope we don't end up like Oscar, because he has spun and I think he's about to retire. And yes, he has retired, and I was thinking about it because look at the places we are, and I think those drivers knew that they lost the race, so they decided to just retire and not suffer. I'm the man who decided to just suffer more and just finish the race. Maybe I cannot finish the race by the field, but well, let's see if we can get into the finish line without that field. But let's try to finish the race. So on lap 31, I was just thinking to box for soft tires and set the fastest lap as a ceremony to end this league, and also the end of me in F1 22 before moving from this game all the way to F1 23. Yeah, I just get that pause because I was forgetting which words to choose, and well, Emiliano lapped me, and well, that meant that he was the last driver that I was lapped, and I got another warning, and so I decided to just be a little bit more careful, because if one more warning and I'll get a penalty, and it's going to be pretty hard because in Mexico you can cut the corners pretty easily, so you need to be really careful because you don't want to get too many time penalties, and will decide the winner and the loser. So you better be careful. Meanwhile, I was just sitting as a duck in the ocean, being overtaken and lapped by boats, and well, that was just the race in a nutshell. At the end I couldn't set the fastest lap. Well, I decided to not do this thing because I wasn't seeing chances to do it, and well, here we are into the last laps of the race. So lap 34, unfortunately I didn't go careful into those corners, receiving now a 3-second time penalty, third warning. I got in the SS, and we're seeing that Emiliano boxed for softs, and well, that was the reason why I wasn't thinking that it would be worth it to box for the fastest lap. And the other reason is that I was also gonna get lapped twice, because beginning lap 35 it was a Ferrari 1-2 later on. They finished the race. They have done it. For them, the league is now over. Alan and Sentu finishes with a Ferrari 1-2, and they win the Constructors Championship. Alan has won the Drivers Championship, I think, since Miami, I think, or even before, for like Singapore. Meanwhile, I was just running the last lap like a Sunday driver, and because I have nothing to lose, and well, at least I'm not going to finish last, but still I'm going to finish outside the points. Rafa Verdugo finishes 10th place, and meanwhile I just spun, but that meant nothing for me because I don't have anything to lose. And now my fuel has now been run out. Fortunately, when you run out of fuel, it doesn't affect too much the performance. I hope they have put it in hard. And look at Emiliano, he's just trying to do some spins, and I decided to join him, and we're just doing some spins, and well, we're doing some spins and we're crashing with the Ferrari, I think of Sentu, yes it was, and well, we're going to cross the line without being lapped by Emiliano. Finally, the suffering is over. LCA League Champions Advance is no more. It was the last ever race of this league. Although this doesn't mean that there won't be any races of this league anymore. It might have a possibility that we will return with this league, but it won't be soon. Season 6 might be possible, but it won't be soon, or maybe into F1 24-25. Meanwhile, Alexis has won the race. I just got confused. It was a 1-2 of the championship, I think. Well, if I get wrong, well, I'm just going to check in the race results. I'm just going to correct you. But Alexis has won the race. Our teammate of our esports team. And well, we'll just check the qualifying results, and well, meanwhile we're just waiting for me to just do that thing, and well, it just took me a little bit of time, but well, these are the race results. Rafa Verdugo finished 10th and I finished 12th place. The other drivers behind Chef Pepor didn't finish the race, and well, let's just check the qualifying results. I mean the championship results, and well, let's check. Let me check, and well, we'll just give me a minute. Well, I just realized in the championship results it was that Alan carried the whole team. Despite winning the Constructors' Championship, they carried the team. Well, he carried, I mean, and Sentu did almost nothing. I think he just scored twice, and well, that wasn't pretty good for him. So, well, that was a bit surprising for me, but well, this is it, guys. See you in F1 23. Goodbye.